like, we can look back a lot of games here. A lot of old video games, a gamer's save for a video game was, oh, I'm going out to dinner, I'll just turn the TV off, leave the console on.
Yeah.
That's what we do, because old games were like that. You could just walk away and come back, and you could still, well, some of them.
Well,
and that's what the
consoles back then were one PCB and like a cartridge in slot, and then it was like, RCA out, that was it.
So that's what Nintendo's trying to they're trying to keep what made Nintendo, I think.
I guess.
They need to update how they do it, which sounds really awkward and kind of confusing. In there's a message to Nintendo like, hey...
Like, there are hardcore fans that want to play games. Like, this is a perfect console. We're playing a lot of really good, polished first-person shooters on it.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty World at War should be on the Wii.
World at War is on the Wii.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
I've never played it. I have a friend at work who swears by this game.
Yeah. Does he have any other console but a Wii?
No, he has a Wii.
That's why he swears by it.
Yeah.
Because it's any better. But, like... You got this console that really should not be that hard to develop games for, and I haven't seen a good game in the longest time. There's a couple of good ones that seem really promising, a couple of survival horror, a couple of on-rail shooters. Red Steel 2 looks really great. I don't care about Mario anymore.
It looks like the games are kind of picking up. Like the Red Steel 2 looks amazing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pre-order that game because I want to play it. It looks fun.
But like Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't want to play that. I never even played the first one.
The new Super Mario Bros., however...
I don't want to play that either.
I really want to play it because it's banking on what made Nintendo. It's a cash-in, yes, but... Yeah,
put that on the DS so we can play it online. Put it, so we can, do, 4-player local Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I don't want to play that on the Wii.
See, that's the thing, though. I want to play it on the Wii because I want to play a good old-fashioned Mario game.
Mm-hmm. I love the new Super Mario Bros. On the DS. It was a fantastic game.
It was an amazing game, but I want more. I want Nintendo to do some of the, what made them good again. Like, let's try some of the, like, an old school Zelda kind of brought up. Like, maybe a WiiWare title of The Legend of Zelda 1 brought up to, I guess, next-gen Wii graphics. As a WiiWare game, that would be pretty cool.
The Wii has next-gen graphics?
No, the Wii's next-gen graphics. Like, okay. The Wii's graphics, like, bring Zelda, the first one, update the graphics, release it on WiiWare. That would be actually pretty fun to see that game redone. Super Mario Bros. 3, well, essentially that's what we're getting in the new Super Mario Bros. But, like, those old school games, like, apparently there's a new Metroid coming out to the DS that's in the fashion of the old, like, Super Metroid. It's
supposed to be really great.
It's a 2.5D. It's like Shadow Complex for the Xbox. It's a 2.5D game. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Because they're going back to what made them awesome. That's also what makes, part of what makes the other M look good. Because it's part of a... that game is so weird to classify.
Yeah.
It's action, first person, third person, the side scrolling.
It's just going to be kick-ass is what it's going to be. Those games look fun. But getting back to this, I mean, the thing is, like, this thing is so small. Like, how much accelerometer... because it's just one that replaces the one that's already inside here.
Yeah.
So, like, could you have not just figured out that maybe you should make it like a little bit more sensitive and just put it in there when you launch the damn thing? My iPhone has a better accelerometer than this thing does, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but you're paying like what, $500 for an iPhone?
Yeah, and this console was $300 when it came out.
True, but you're only paying like $45 for this.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like.
If it's what you're banking on, you should do it well instead of doing a half-assed.
I think they did a really half-assed job, and they're like, well, you know what, we'll see what happens, because they clearly went out on the biggest limb, probably in gaming, of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, we're going to make something that's completely different, and I totally respect that. I totally respect that they just like, they're like, you know what, we had a bad year we had a bad generation with the GameCube. It didn't do as well as we thought it did. I love the GameCube. I think it has some of the best games ever made on it.
That's the downside.
But they were
one person has to fuck it up so others can essentially succeed with it, and that's kind of what Nintendo's doing. Like, don't get me wrong, in my opinion, they're doing an amazing job. That's not without fault, though. Like, they've made mistakes with it, yes, but they're doing a good job. Mm-hmm. But because of what they're doing, we have the PS3 wands, or whatever they're called, coming out.
And I think that those look infinitely better
than
Wii Motion. Natal looks pretty cool, but the thing is, like, I don't like motion controls. I really like to have just a controller in my hand, dual analog, and X, Y, A, B triggers. That's
another thing which thank you for watching us and listening to us rant for almost a half hour now.
I'm not quite sure how much reviewing we did in this show, but
yeah, well, sometimes it's what gets you. Anyway, what's going on? Like Nintendo, it's also to do with the times. Like we've become kind of a sterile society. Like everyone has to be fit. Everything seems to cause cancer now. And Nintendo's kind of like everyone's like, I gotta be healthy, I gotta eat healthy. There's all these health checks on food, so Nintendo's like, hey, if everyone's being a fucking health nut, why don't we give them a $500 cardio machine, essentially?
Yeah.
When I could go out and spend $100 on a bike and go fucking on a tour of the city.
Nintendo. Wow.
How mighty you once were.
I think they've fallen off the wagon here. Like I can't get on board with Nintendo anymore these days. I really can't. DS, I don't even classify as Nintendo anymore because I think that a completely separate team of awesome people are developing for that, and they're like, okay, well, we'll put the money hungry people on the Wii, whose wallets are so heavy they can barely stand up.
That's because
like when they came out at E3,
look at the PSP. The PSP was a powerhouse of a system when it came out.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to mop the floor with the DS because it had the power to do
did well.
Pretty amazing graphics. It had UMDs, which means I can watch movies. The only problem was its battery was shit.
Yeah.
And because you're powering such, a heavy screen and it's spinning up a disc, it just kills the battery.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing on the PSP anymore. Like, nothing.
I think that'll change once PSP Go comes out. I hope so.
Once PSP Go comes out, everything is going to be a digital download.
But you can still download it from your PSP.
You can still download it, but everything's going to be a digital download, which is going to have its problems as well. And it's not enough to bring back the PSP. I think Sony should just right now drop the PSP. Just.
Wow, that's bold. That's bold. I'm dropping this. I couldn't care less about the Nintendo Wii anymore. I think that it's just that's why I sold mine. It's because I I was just collecting dust. When I got the Wii, I was like, I was really excited. Played it for a few weeks, and I was like,
just to fill you guys in, we had a competition. Jeff bought a Wii.
Yeah.
And my first next-gen system, because I had the classic Xbox, I bought a Wii. I called Jeff up and I was like, now it's your turn, bitch.
So I went out and bought...
Like, the next day, Jeff went out and bought an Xbox.
No, I had bought the Xbox first, then the Wii. Oh. Then I went and sold the Wii, and then used that money to go and fund my PS3.
Yeah. Something like that. It was, and I did it, he did it, I did it, he did it, and now it's up to me to get a PS3.
Anyway, a bottom line for me is that this... is definitely going to make your gameplay experience a little bit better on some games.
It's going to make it more unique.
Yeah, I think that some of them are done a little bit weird, but some of them are done very well. Like basketball is just fantastic. It's kind of the thing that you're going to have to pick up eventually, just because if you want to start playing, like if you're a gamer out there, even if you're casual, it's definitely going to make your experience a little bit better. But for me, I couldn't care less. So, yeah. I mean, it's cheap enough that it's not that big of a hurt on your wallet. I mean, you think that you should just get it anyway, just because...
Well, it's like the DSi. It's going to be that thing that we're going to have coming soon.
Yeah. To
get the most out of our gaming experiences, like games for the DS soon are coming out where you get the most out of it, essentially most content out of the game if you have a DSi.
Yeah. So
you should probably pick it up just on that theory alone. But at the same time, $50 or $70-$80 for two accelerometers. Yeah. 2 accelerometers and a game are going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to make it a little more entertaining. It's going to give you a little bit more out of your system. And as a gamer, that's what you should want the most.
Yeah.
Is get the most out of your system.
I'm just so disenfranchised now that I'm ridiculously biased.
I think Nintendo should have done these condoms a little differently.
Anyway, and on that awkward note that's flopping around close to my face, get the hell out of here. We're gonna have to. I hate you. We're gonna have to sort of wrap this up. Really quick. Tom and I are going to be working on a lot of new content for the show. We're not quite sure exactly how we're going to do it, and we're not going to reveal anything.
And what we're dropping.
Yeah, we're not going to reveal anything right now. We still have to, sort of iron out the sheets, really. But do expect that there's going to be a bunch of new content to the channel and some really cool stuff.
The next 3 or 4 episodes are going to be a little different.
Yeah.
We might actually have a website up soon. We're finally found someone who knows a fair knowledge
what they're doing. No,
with
both
HTML.
him and I have no idea what we're talking about when it comes to websites.
So,
But the new apps after this 15 and so on, if it does well, we're going to be breaking them up so that it's going to be kind of like a standalone review but they're all going to be one episode, but it's going
makes no sense, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out when you see it. So, but until then, that's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, please rate our video with 5 stars and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or comments or requests for us to review
Definitely
anything,
do some requests. I would like to review something outside of what I normally play.
Yep.
I would like someone to say, hey Tom or hey Jeff, why don't you guys try fucking Pikachu's Adventure? I don't know if that's a real game, but...
And I would tell you to go fuck yourself, because I'm not playing that.
just give us something to do out of the bounds of what we normally play.
Yeah, so I mean, if you have a request, send us a PM to the channel, or you can email us at thebonusstage09@gmail.com. But until next time, I'm Jeff Ford.
I'm Tom Higgins.
And we'll see you later.
I always got to do something stupid.